Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Automation Station here with the PeakBot team, joined by Dylan, Ben, Thomas. Gentlemen, how we doing this Friday?
Pretty good.
Solid.
Yeah, not too bad. A fairly quiet Friday so far, so we'll see if that keeps up.
Doubt it.
I just jinxed it, so
You did.
you're welcome.
Thomas, what's going on, man? Solid week for you?
Solid week. A lot of work to round out this week. Finishing it up today. Going to Korean barbecue tonight for dinner.
Wow.
So yeah.
Love me some Korean barb.
I've been thinking about it since like yesterday.
Yeah, it's fun. You gonna get some cow tongue?
No, I'm not. I don't think they have cow tongue.
No, they do. It's on the menu.
I'm a big bulgogi.
I go to bulgogi. I love the spare ribs. You ever get like the spare ribs where it's like the 3 or 4 on like the little bone?
Yeah, you're making me hungry.
I could destroy. I'm gonna have like 10 of those tonight.
Have as much as you want.
It is an endless pit.
You
almost need a halftime. You know what I mean? Like you almost need to take a break.
Last time I went, they kicked us out because we were there for too long.
Well,
I think there is a time limit, at least at the place that Dylan and I go to.
90 minutes, I think.
I think 90 minutes or 2 hours, something like that.
I get 2 hours.
Okay.
2 hours I get.
All right. Well, you're going to have to keep us posted. Maybe post something to PeakBot's Twitter or something. Anyway, so got a great show for everybody today. Of course, we're going to be going over PeakBot picks. We are going to take a look at last week. We're going to take a look at our picks for this week. In a few minutes, we'll have, if anybody's trading condors, we'll have some hands-free trades going through. I was looking at one for IWM over the weekend. I kind of like the strikes, but I don't like weekend exposure. Anyway, we'll get into all that. But Ben, I'm sure you got some condors running.
I'm just doing one condor right now. We'll take a look at some economic events coming up this week. A lot of bots were off due to FOMC in the middle of this week. Overall, I'd say fairly not eventful. Fed decided to not raise rates or lower rates, keep rates right where they are. And the market reacted in a fairly neutral way. We've been trading in a band of about $200 this week. Actually, less than that, I think. Let me take a look at what was the first date this week? It was the 17th. Monday was the 17th.
That is correct.
We've been trading within a range of about $100 this week. And I know that we've got some Iron Condors. PeakBot's new King Condor bot traded for the first time yesterday going into today.
Oh, that's good. That's nice.
We need to see. Yeah, that's cool. We need to see a little bit bump up in price in SPX, but right now we still are winning that position. I'll go ahead and share screen here. These are the trades that I've got going on today. I've got my max premium grab strategy going on IWM right here.
I'm loving that one.
I love that strategy. I love it. I put my own little twist on it. I'll move the contracts around, the strike prices around during the day. I've been very successful with that over the past couple of weeks while the market's been dipping. I got my IWM Iron Condor set up. I also had XSP yesterday. That never entered. Weird data, weird prices, so that didn't enter. We're working on a fix for that. I've got some of my picks from last week still in here. This is the King Condor strategy right here. Right now, the put sides are the ones that I'm worried about. I'm just going to see what price we're at there. We're currently at $2.30. All right, nothing too much to worry about. The stop loss is around $5 there. So would be nice to see King Condor win. It does win 54-ish, 55% of the time. But the wins, this is a nice thing, which is kind of the opposite of our other bots. The wins are actually like double the size of our losses. So you're winning about half the time, but when you're winning more than you're losing. So that's pretty nice. That's what I like to see. So 12 o'clock is here. And I should be getting my Iron Condor trades any second now on IWM. You can see this morning's IWM Iron Condor right. Never mind. I switched to XSP. I was wrong.
We're going.
Let me just double check that real quick. Iron
You wanted a
Condor,
revenge. You wanted a it didn't
Yeah,
enter.
okay. Yep. XSP. Yep. On the back end on XSP, I smart exited IWM, so I should not get any trades in IWM, which I did not. Nice fill. 49 cents on my XSP Condor.
Yeah.
Sold the 566 and 557 strikes, so that's roughly a $9 wide Condor. I don't hate it.
You want to map it out quick? You want to put some lines on it? You want to visualize?
No.
All right. Well, hey, nice fill. Chop that up. Clip that. Hands free. Ben, your hands weren't visible.
This hand is visible. This hand, you could see the mouse moving around on the screen.
Okay. We'll see that. We'll see it on the playback. But
Yeah,
regardless, great fill. Ben's got a lot of activity here in this portfolio, which is
we got
fun.
some activity. My PeakBot picks aren't looking so hot right now.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
I did remove all of the, so we'll get into CELH in a little bit, but my strikes for the picks are the 30 and the 29. So we'll get there. But I forget what I was going to say next.
That's all right. Well, let's move right along then. So by the way, if you're watching and you think that it could be possible that Thomas would be like maybe underwater right now based on the hair floating upward and just the overall background. Anyway, so I don't want to miss Trader Trivia. I don't want to slight Trader Trivia. So if we want to get that going, by the way, I'm going to get some music going here, people. Let's
get some music going for Trader Trivia. Let's get that on screen here. So if you're new, this is how this is going to work. We've got a question up on the screen here. I'll zoom in just a little bit. You're going to text the answer to that question to 973-888-1166. That's the phone number on screen right here. If you guess the answer correctly, I'm going to text you back with a link to get 1 free quarter of PeakBot. Now, this is for new subscribers only. It's for PeakBot Basic. That's an $87 value just for texting us the right answer. So if you've been thinking about bots, you've been wanting to try bots, but you haven't wanted to pay for any bots, here's your opportunity to not pay and try it out for 3 months for free. That's PeakBot Basic. So text your answer to 973-888-1166. And the question is, and I'd like to think this one's a bit easier this week. What does it mean? What does it mean when a stock goes up in price, right? So stock price goes up. So say it all the time, but do we really know what it means? Is it A, the stock's price has increased and you can now sell it for more money? Is it B, the stock is automatically a good investment? Is it C, the company is guaranteed to make more money? Or is it D, the stock is now less risky than before? So what does it mean when the stock goes up in price?
We need E. It's a stonk.
Stonks only go up.
Stonks only go up.
GPT really wanted to hand out some free quarters today.
I don't question GPT. I just go with what GPT gives.
Because we're givers, we're like, hey, come on. The revolution of automated trading for the retail trader is here, and we're giving it to you for free, not to mention with proven strategies and risk-defined strategies. Let's get this big up on the screen one more time. What does it mean when a stock goes up in price? I'm not reading all the options. You can do it.
Yeah. What is it? All right. So while we're waiting for people to text in, you guys want to know what our fun fact is today?
Sure do.
Of course.
All right. So did you know that the New York Stock Exchange once used pigeons for high-speed trading communication? In the early 19th century, stockholders relied on carrier pigeons to transmit stock prices between cities before the telegraph was invented.
I'm not buying it.
The pigeons were faster than humans and gave traders critical information ahead of the competition.
Okay.
So carrier pigeons were high frequency trading. That's OG high frequency trading.
You're right. It was at the time the highest frequency available. I'm looking this up.
Do it.
But first, I gotta figure out how to spell pigeon. Carrier pigeon. Yeah, pigeon. NYSE.
Wow, it's true.
Okay, so then Do we think that all these pigeons in New York City are just like jobless?
They were
They're They're out of jobs
homeless
because
pigeons.
they're picking scraps off the ground, man. They're out of jobs.
They used to be employed by the New York Stock Exchange.
Now they just
they
sit
lost the
outside.
Patagonians.
Now they just sit outside the bull and the stock exchange, just picking for crumbs.
They're just waiting for work.
Like most retail traders may feel, if not using automation.
Yeah, this is true.
My favorite fun fact.
If you're not using automation, you might as well be using a carrier pigeon to get information.
Yeah, might as well. You're busy. What are you
Bots
gonna
are
do?
so much faster.
All right.
I loved this one. When this one popped out, I was like, all right, this is a great fun fact.
It's a good one. All right, let's see what we got.
All right, so the answer to Trader Trivia, last second to get that answer into 973-888-1166. The answer is A. The stock's price has increased and you can now sell it for more money. When a stock goes up, it just means that the market value has increased and it allows the shareholder to sell for more than they bought. Now, that's not always a good thing, right? In the context of buying and selling stocks, it is. However, if you're shorting a stock, you want the value of that stock to go down, which would be good for you. If you're selling options like we like to do, we want the value of those options to go down. So while yes, when you're buying, you can sell it for more money when the price goes up. Otherwise, you kind of want the opposite.
Yeah. Well said.
Anyways, let's keep moving.
PeakBot picks?
Let's get into some PeakBot picks. Why not?
All right, who's up?
Well, we got to see how we did last week. I know for me, I'm in all of my positions still, so I can go real quick and just show my portfolio here. And then I'll kick it over to you guys. So last week I picked up CELH. I didn't like the strikes that the bot had sold for me, so I got my own manual position for the 29 and 30 strikes. I did put in order to close the other strikes, and I forgot about it. So that order didn't fill. I forgot about it. By the time Monday came around, we were already in a losing position, so I decided I'm just going to let it ride, see what happens, and unfortunately, it came back to bite me. So CELH is like a double loss for me.
Yikes.
I got ticker SLV, silver. I am right on the cusp here of being assigned. And silver, like I did previously, if I am going to get assigned, I'm just going to let those shares come in. I'm going to buy silver. So if silver it's currently $29.99, if it's over $30 by the close today, I will likely not get assigned shares, and I will just collect my full $18. Actually, it's $16 in premium. If it is below 30 at the close today, I will likely get assigned 100 shares of silver.
So you have that turned off on trend spread then? You're just going to let it expire?
Yes, I turned it off on trend spread. And then I've got XOM, that's ExxonMobil. Bear credit spread, call credit spread, currently in the money on the call side, out of the money on the sold side, out of the money on the bot side. So I'm splitting the spread here. I'm not going to hit a max loss, but doesn't look like I'm going to gain anything from this. So we'll see where this pans out at the end of the day. I also turned this one off just to let it expire, see where we are close to the end of the day. I think I could let this go and short the shares. I don't know yet. I'll probably close out, but we'll see. So yeah, right now I'm looking like if I'm lucky, 1 for 3.
Okay. Flip in the tracker. You have XOM as a put spread. Just flip it to call so that doesn't get buried. But
sure.
All right. So tough on the PeakBot picks. Ben, overall portfolio though, with everything you got going on, all the different condors, etc. How do you think you did on the week overall?
Condors were mostly off this week. I'll tell you what though, between King Condor and the day that it's having right now, and oh, by the way, my this week's trend spread positions are coming in, just happened. VXX, XPEV, JD. We'll get into those in just a little bit, but I got those trades. Happy about that. We'll see where we actually filled. Between King Condor and Premium Grab, I'm up. I'm up like $300 on the week, and that's with the losses on trend spread. So again, speaks to diversifying that portfolio, not just in the tickers that you're trading, but the bots that you're using. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go probably put some more cash into Premium Grab.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. Thomas, me or you, man?
I'll go up next. I'm ready. Let me share my screen over here. All right. Get me up there.
Let's do it. Thomas's PeakBot picks tracking document, just for all that are watching, is abysmal. And not.
I know. I have to update everything. I have it all. I just have to update it. I'll do it. I promise. Okay. So I am 2 for 3 on the week. I'm in one position similar to Ben, but somehow got into a luckier position. So I'll explain that in a minute. So for the first position I got into was GLD or gold. PeakBot sold the 267 put for me. That was my. No, sorry, no, I was right. It sold the 272 put. PeakBot sold the 272 put, crushed that. Unfortunately, didn't take profit on it, which I don't get why. Should have gotten profit taken on it, but whatever. I'll collect the entire premium with no risk. Right now, it's trading at 277. Again, I'm actually going to be trading gold again this week. I'll get into that in a minute. But again, with all of this, potential stagflation occurring and a lot of, crazy economic news and events, precious metals tend to be a great hedge against those. So I have no problem being bullish long term on any of this. Assuming if you have enough capital, not financial advice, this could be a potential really good wheel play. Again, not financial advice, but a really smart thing to be doing here. So I'm going to stay bullish on GLD for a while. The next one I'm in, which is pretty happy that happened, is SCHW or Schwab. Went short on Schwab, sold an $80 credit spread. So sold an $80 call credit spread, finishing out of the money. Currently right now we're at 78.35. So we're a little close, but $2. I mean, I don't think that there's anything that should cause it to jump. We are currently down on the day anyway. So I do think this one should finish and expire out of the money. Had a really, really good week this week, dropped down really low there, and then kind of bounced back up. Next position I have is going to be XOM. So this is a position that I was talking to Ben. I was actually able to get into the 114 strike price, whereas Ben got into the 113. But unfortunately, I'm still in the money here. But we are teetering. We're 67 cents out of the money. We still have another 4 hours left to go on the day. There's a good chance that we could drop another 69 cents now at this point. Not going to count on it. Probably going to have to chalk this one up as a loss. I'm going to lose all of my premium plus about $20 on this. So it's unfortunate, but I'm not getting this full entire max loss. Just a partial loss. Thought it was a really good play. And it kind of is a really good play still the way it's coming down. So I do think that I could get a full win on this, but I'll chalk it up for now.
All right. Cool. So looking like 2 for 3, you said, right?
2 for 3, it looks like.
I'm noticing that the call credit spreads this week are the ones getting hammered. Which for me indicates maybe I'm going to play some puts this week. Is the market turning around finally? Who knows?
Let's see how mine did. I believe my call spreads split this week, and they actually just all closed out this morning. So we're going to take a look here. So we're looking at these 3 rows. All right, so this is week 5 here. We went 2 for 3. Now, TLT, it's technically still open. We have a debit order for a penny. This is likely. This is it here, the 21st. We are well out of the money right now, likely just going to expire worthless. So right now, I'm assuming a full victory. Okay, 15 premium collected. If that changes, I'll change it. But so that was a put credit spread on TLT. I earned 15 on $150 in cash needed. So it was a $1.50 spread. I was trying to stay above 89. It did so successfully. I have a call credit spread on Wayfair. Initially collected $28 in premium. That just took profit and closed the contract here just a few minutes ago with a $2 2-cent debit, Phil. So I earned $26 out of my 28. That's a nice win there. And then Bank of America, I had a call credit spread. It was $1 wide, trying to stay under 42. Did not go my way. We can see Bank of America. I lost $12 on that with a $30 debit order here that was just filled after earning 18 on it in premium. So a net loss of $12 on that. So on the week, 2 for 3. Overall gain was $29. Premium earned initially was $61. All right, so took home just about half of it. And I shed out $550 worth of cash to enter these trades. So it's about a 0.5% return on the week for my PeakBot picks. So happy with that. As we can see, I do have a few other things going on. We just filled my trades for this week, which we'll talk about. But I do have a it was initially a 2-week contract on CVX expiring next Friday, trying to stay under 162.50 right now. That's in the money, but we got some time left here. And another one that I took manually was UPS. This was another successful trade. Still out of the money, very, very out of the money. I needed to stay under 122. It's at 114 essentially. So that'll likely expire worthless. So, and then I'm holding my Walmart for about a $1,200 loss still. So that's fun. I paused it on the wheel. I don't want to sell at a lower strike. I'm just going to hold them for a bit and use my cash elsewhere. So right now, Thomas and I 2 for 3. Ben's trying to scrape 1 together this week. That double loss hurts, But hey, it's gonna happen. This is man and machine. You're not always going to get the fills you like. You're going to try and correct something and then forget, and life goes on. Days get brighter. Isn't that right, Tom?
You know what? We are making updates to the trend spread bot. Yeah. And those are actually being tested today. I'm going to be testing them. So hopefully by next week, if not next week, the week after that, we will have updates. We are tightening up the spreads. We're changing the delta slightly. We're going to be favoring the 25 delta versus the 30 delta. And the spreads, if there are dollar strikes available, spreads are only going to be $1. If the tightest spreads are $2.50, spreads will be $2.50. If the tightest are $5, it'll be $5. So instead of selling the 30, buying the 10, which could create a huge gap and a huge max loss, we're going to tighten that up so that way your max loss is either $100, $250, or $500, and that's less the credit that you earn on the trade. So I'm very excited for this update. I'm going to be doing those dollar spreads all day long.
Shout out quickly, I'm just going to do it because this is true. Shout out to Educator to Trader, our Lissa, who's been trading trend spread like this, exactly like this, successfully for months. She shares it on her Twitter page and in her paid community. I think she went 16 for 18 last week on trend spread, selected at the 25 delta. Loads them up. Mm-hmm. $1, mostly $1, a couple 250s. I don't think she's doing any 5s. So she went 16 for 18 last week on the trend spread, played like we're going to make the adjustment too. And she crushes it every week. Go check it out. Educator to Trader, our Lissa.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Big update. Okay, why don't we take a look at this week then?
Yeah, who wants to go first?
Back around the horn? Ben, or I can go. It doesn't matter.
No, we could do that around the horn again.
Go ahead.
Here we go. My positions for this week, I'll just flip over to my PeakBot accounts. We've got ticker VXX, XPEV, and JD. XPEV and JD are a little bit higher risk. VXX, I think, is also higher risk. I'm going high risk, high reward here. And again, I'm choosing these as well because they do have a tighter spread, tighter strikes. So I only need $600 of budget here to make these trades, and we'll see how much premium I was able to collect on these. So let's start with VXX. This is a put credit spread, which means I am bullish on this. I collected 37 cents, which is really nice. 37 cents. Looks like the spread is about $2.50 wide. If we go to Trading View, we'll open the chart here. VXX, this is a ETF for short-term futures. What do we got? The daily's up? Yeah. So my strike price was $47, which I think I've got that mapped out here. So I got to stay above $47. We haven't touched $47 since it looks like March 3rd. So all month we've been above $47. It does look like we're getting closer to that price. I did take a look at the technicals. The technicals are in my favor. On the week we've got, well, that changed since an hour ago when I looked at it. Oh no. Maybe this was a bad choice. So maybe I'll be monitoring this position and stopping out manually, but I'm going to let it go the weekend. Let's see what we can do over the weekend. Let's see what we could take home there. Then we've got XPEV, collected 21 cents here on a $1.50 spread. That's over 10% ROI, which I'd love to see that. So if we go to XPEV on the chart, I sold, as we can see, the 2050 strike price, which means I need to stay above this blue line here. We are coming back down towards that blue line. We did see a chop around $20 previously, hoping that we see a similar chop soon. But overall, other than this small pullback here and then the pullback we've been having, we are pretty bullish since the start of the year. And zooming out further, other than this chop here, we've been bullish since August of 24. So 6 months or so, hoping that we see a nice little bounce back here this week. Again, looked at the technicals. On the week, we've got a buy. On the month, we've got a strong buy. So feeling good about feeling bullish on XPEV. And then finally, we've got JD. This is a $2 spread, collected 32 cents on it. So it's about a 15% return there. I sold the 40-50 strike. Go on here, JD. 40-50 is right where this blue line is. Look at this weird price action, but we've been moving up in this weird price action here. Like we're definitely trading in a channel here. So I'm counting on that channel continuing to go up and stay above 40-50 this week. The technicals are telling me buy. We look good. Analysts are saying a strong buy. That was enough for me to say, all right, let's do JD this week. So those are my three. It looks like I collected a total of $32, $53, $80, $90 in premium off of, let's see how much risk. That was $250. That's $150. So that's $4, $6. So about 15% ROI looking at this week for my trend spread trades.
All right. So the one kind of looks like it switched up on you since you last looked at it. That happens as well. And
it does.
Man and machine, manage out, right? Got to know what you're doing. Got to know what the strategy's doing. Got to know that you're not going to get exactly the fills or the width of the spread that you expected. Happened to me just now. We'll go through it unless, Thomas, you want to go.
I'll go up. I'm ready. Honestly, I already mapped out my lines. I love my picks this week.
Everything but the PeakBot picks tracker. Here we go. Let's see it.
Let me get my screen sharing. All right.
I don't want to say that I have the neatest, best looking PeakBot picks tracker, but I do.
Is my screen sharing?
No.
Ooh.
I think
Am I going to get kicked out here? I think I might. Yeah, you go first. I'm getting Google Chrome not responding.
Okay. See you later, man. We'll see you at the peak, all right?
I'll see you in a minute. I'll probably get kicked out here in a minute.
All right, cool. Let's move you to the bottom then. All right. Week 6, again, 2 for 3 this week, past week, 0.5% return on my PeakBot picks. Here we go. 2 put spreads and a call spread. These already entered. Okay, so we'll take a look at these in Tradier in just a second. But going back to back on TLT, another put credit spread, almost the identical premium, almost the identical strikes. We just moved up $1. Okay. J&J bullish put credit spread earned $19 in premium. It's a $2.50 spread. And I'm trying to stay above 160. Again, I have these mapped out. We'll take a look at them in just a second. And then a call credit spread on Zoom Communications. We are a Google Meet family here. Call spread bearish earned $28 in premium, a higher fill than I expected, but it's because a higher premium than expected. But that's because it went from a expected $2 spread to a $3 spread. So I'm trying to stay under 78. But instead of $200 in risk and exposure, I have $300 in risk and exposure. So 81 is my bought call there. So let's take a look at these on the chart. Here's J&J. All right, we're bullish on this week. Remember how long we were bearish on this and how many consecutive weeks it was picked in PeakBot picks, mostly by Thomas. But as you can see, since January, it's been on the rebound, hit some highs, at least for the year, and has come back down, settled in between this range. Trying to stay over 160. This vertical line is when it expires next Friday. I feel pretty good about it. When we take a look at the technicals for the week, we are rather bullish, which I like to see. Analyst ratings on it are good as well. So that's J&J, trying to stay above 160 by next Friday. I like it. Here's TLT mapped out. Same situation here. We're looking at the dailies. We are relatively neutral, I think, on this for the week. Yeah, almost perfectly neutral, at least from a technical standpoint. Not going to get any analyst ratings on this from TradingView. But even the month goes back down to sell. But when I was looking at this, it is a $1.50 spread. How much did I collect in premium on this? Let's look at it here. 14 cents. So yeah, trying to stay over 90. I feel good about it. It's coming back down, but as we can see, it's kind of been bouncing up and down here a little bit. And then my bearish call credit spread on Zoom Communications. We're looking at the dailies here. I'm trying to stay under 78. You can see it's had 6 straight green days. I'm expecting for that to kind of bounce back down here. Maybe a slight resistance here forming. We'll have to see. There's not too much data on it. But again, point is, I'm just trying to stay under this cross section here, and I feel good about that as well. I mean, I feel like I always feel good about my trades when they first enter. But regardless, that's how it looks. Those are my PeakBot picks, fully automated by PeakBot. Here's the Zoom, here's the J&J, and here's TLT. So, all right, let's see how we do this week.
Well,
cool. Best of luck.
Can you see or hear me right now?
Can see and hear you.
Okay, I'm Google Chrome, not responding. Both computers can't click exit. Can I give you guys my picks and you show them on screen?
Sure. Just go over them. We don't even do. We can pull
all
it
right,
up.
we're going over them.
Go ahead.
Whatever you want to do.
Go ahead, name it.
All right, I'm going Dollar General, so ticker symbol DG, bullish, selling the $80 strike price, buying the 77, so $3 wide, $44. This is probably my least favorite pick out of the three.
Could you give me those strikes again? I've got the chart up.
You got the chart up. Selling 80, buying 77.
Just put the sold one on there.
Selling 80. There you go.
Yep. So for $44 in premium, if I remember, there was some previous support around that area, some previous chop there. So I figured it'd be pretty good. You know, times are tough. People are gonna have to go to Dollar General for their goods. So be a little bullish on it. GLD gold going for it again, selling 275. So Ben, you got that on the chart there?
Yep.
right? If you look, there's like a little bit of consolidation around that 275 area at the bottom, right before it kind of took off. And this is for $69 in premium on a $5 wide spread. So I do think that one should be good. Again, really like this to kind of hedge against these economic environments we're in. A lot of tariff talk, a lot of trade war talk, a lot of war talk. And in these times, again, gold, silver, precious metals, they are the hedge. Next up, we have Pepsi. So ticker symbol PEP, bearish, selling 149, buying the 152.5. Pepsi just overall pretty bearish right now. I think it's just going to kind of stay in that realm of bearishness, not moving too much, and definitely stay below 149. And that's for $35 in premium.
Did those fill, or is that projected?
I can't check.
Okay.
So
Thomas is
I'm
stuck.
stuck. I wish you guys could see my screen. All I see is like white frozen screens. I see you guys moving on the right side there. Oh no, now you guys are frozen. So I can't see anything. I'm completely frozen.
It's funny how you can't see or hear, and this is probably the best visual and audio you've given to the show of all time. You know, you're crystal clear, you sound good, you look decent, and Thanks. You can't see or hear yourself.
Nope.
But all right, very cool. By the way, at the bottom of the screen, use code PB50 for 50% off your first subscription. Just throwing it out there. I saw it. I'm like, hey, let's put it out here for a minute.
Should we mention the summit too?
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Go to summit.tradier.com. You'll be brought to this page. You could sign up for free on April 9th. Tradier is hosting the Future of Trading Options Summit. It is virtual. It is a virtual event. It'll be live on YouTube. It'll be live on the Tradier Hub. I think we're probably going to stream our portion. That's right. We've got a segment. We'll be streaming that live, I think, on our socials as well.
It's at 1:30 our segment, right? 1:30, 2:30, 3:30.
Our segment is at 2:15. 2:15. And then we've got our partner Mark Phillips. Mark Phillips is on the panel to end it up, to cap it off. And then I guess there's Jeopardy. I'm sure there'll be a lot of good prizes there. So,
and a closing statement with Dan.
Yeah, of course. So sign up for this. It's going to be a great day. You're going to learn a lot. Look at that. Look at us. What is Lex wearing?
Lex. Lex, put your hat back on. All right. Very cool. Do we want to take a look at economic events heading into next week?
Let's take a look. I haven't even looked at these yet, so I'm as well interested here. So looking into next week, we've got on Monday, bill auction, some Fed speeches, not much else. Going into Tuesday, doesn't look like too much in the morning. Going into the afternoon, not too much on a Tuesday. So far, so good at Condors. We got durable goods, which is marked as a high importance event per trading view. Then we've got that. So that's pre-market on Wednesday. Then we got some Fed speeches on Wednesday morning. A lot of activity on Wednesday. Then Thursday, we've got GDP quarter over quarter. That I'll have to go back and look at the data there, but I think I'm going to turn my Iron Condors off for that event. And then, so that's pre-market on Thursday. We got some Fed speeches after the market closes. And then Friday, we've got core PCE, personal spending, Michigan consumer sentiment final. So I would expect some chop on Friday. So I don't know. For me, maybe Wednesday and Friday are in question. I'll probably trade on through Wednesday, maybe turn the bots off for Friday. We will see.
I'll tell you what, looking at that with a relatively quiet Monday and Tuesday, I just turned my Iron Condor on.
Yeah,
I decided I'm doing it. I'm gonna get into one IWM, probably collect about 40 to 45 I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably going to get into 2 o'clock entry for Condor. So
There is no 2 o'clock entry.
Yeah.
2:30? 2:30?
No, it's
Nope.
one and done for Condors. If you miss
One
it,
and
you're
done,
out.
one at 12.
Sorry-
That's it.
Sorry about it.
All right, I'm going to go enter it manually. Awesome. SPY analysis or no?
Nah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great show. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here on the Automation Station, episode 112. I don't think I said that on the intro. Of course, we'll be back live Monday morning with our second show on the Tradier Hub, Man and Machine, with Mark Phillips, our partner from Harvested Financial, licensed RIA, managing your portfolio for you. So tune in, 8:30 a.m. Monday, Eastern Time. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Best of luck out there in the markets. And as always, we'll see you at the peak. Take care.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.